Hello everyone, I welcome you to this lesson. My name's Tulina Dorothy, teacher of ICT, Trinity College in Abingo. Today we are going to go through the word processing questions. You know I sent you some practical questions to do. What we are going to do in this lesson, we are going to perform the step-by-step procedures on performing those instructions that I gave you on particular numbers. We are going to start with question 1, and by the end of this session we shall be able to create a folder on the desktop, rename it, and save work in it. We shall copy work to page 2. We shall change headings to uppercase, change the font size, change the font color, apply the double underline. We shall convert the work into 3 columns. We shall justify our work. We shall insert a watermark on only one page. And then we shall also insert a footnote. And then lastly, we shall save another file as with another name. So we are going to start with inserting a folder, creating a folder on the desktop. So I'll minimize this page. This is my desktop. So to create a folder, I'll right click in space. In space, I have a number of files on the desktop, but I'll right click in the space. When I right click, I get that menu, point on new, then select folder. A folder will be automatically created on the desktop. Then I have to rename it with my surname, which is Tulina. Tulina is my surname. So I have a folder with a name, Tulina. Then to save work in it, there are a number of ways to do it, but for this lesson, we shall open it by double clicking. It has been opened. My folder is opened and it is reading. This folder is empty. So we are going to put files within this folder. And how do we do that? We are going to follow the instructions that we have on our question. The instructions that we have on our question. Question 1 says, using a word processing application of your choice, key in the following text the way it appears and save it as discoveries. So the file that we are going to create should have a file name, discoveries. So I'm going to create a word processing document within my folder. So I'll right click, point on new, then select Microsoft Word document. New Microsoft Word document. But we need a file name which is discoveries. So I'll type in discoveries as my file name. Discoveries. I've renamed my new Word document as discoveries. So my folder is no longer empty. It is having a file, discoveries. But discoveries is empty. As you're going to see, I'm going to open it by double clicking. When I double click, this new document that has appeared, it is reading discoveries, but it is empty. It has nothing at all. So the instructions are telling us to type in the text as it appears on the paper. So for you, you will do the typing, and I understand others already typed. Now I'm going to just copy the text and paste to save time. But that means if I'm just copying, I typed. I'm just saving time for this video. So I'll select my text. I've selected it. You click on copy command. Then I go back to my discoveries document and I paste. So I'm assuming I've finished typing the text as it appears. It is about artificial intelligence. The next instruction is telling us to copy the work to page 2. So I have my work, discoveries, I've already typed, but it is on page 1. I want to copy it to page 2. So I select the text. I click on copy command, go to page 2, and I click paste. My work will be pasted on page 2. I have 2 pages now. Next instruction is change the heading to uppercase font size 16, green color, and then apply a double underline. That is what we are going to do. We are on page 2. We are making changes on page 2. So this is my heading. I'm changing it to uppercase, so I select the heading. I go to this command here, select uppercase, and then my text will be put in uppercase. Changing the font size to 16.5, I'll go to where we change the font size from, then I type in 16.5, then enter, and then the size will increase. Font color green, then I choose the green font color. There are number of green colors, as you can see them, but they all don't read green. So you need to choose the one that reads green color. Then we need to apply a double underline. This is our double underline. That instruction is done. Next, we need to convert into 3 columns. So we select our content on page 2. We click on the layout menu, click on columns, and then we select 3 columns. That way our work has changed to 3 columns. Then the next instruction is telling us to justify the work on page 2. We can justify, and then afterwards we shall insert a watermark. Page 2, we select, and then we go to home, menu, and then we look for the justify command. When I click on it, my work will look justified. After justifying, we are going to insert a watermark on the second page only, reading scientific research. Now here there are a number of procedures that we are going to follow, so you need to be very attentive. If you tried out, that is so good, but there are a number of steps that we are going to follow as we insert this watermark, because it is a text watermark and we are going to apply it on a specific page. So we start with inserting a general watermark. You go to design, menu, then click on watermark to get the options. We are going to create, then you click on custom watermark. When the menu appears, there is picture watermark, but we are going to use a text watermark, so we select that option. We type in the text in that box. It is scientific research. Scientific research. And then we click OK. And it will be applied on all the pages that we have. That watermark has been applied on all the pages that we have. But remember, we want it on page 2 only. So we are going to go to headers. Make sure that your headers are active. Your headers should be active by double clicking within the header. The reason why we are going to do that, it is helping us to select the watermark that we already have, because we are going to save it as a template to add it on the watermarks that are already built in. So our headers are active. When your header is active, click within the watermark that we put 2 times to select it. It should have those resizing handles. Click within it 2 times to have those resizing handles that you're seeing. If it has appeared like that, then we go back to design menu. We go back to watermark. We are going to save it as a watermark in our gallery. What we have selected here, we are going to save it as a watermark. So we click on Save Selection to Watermark Gallery. Now, create new building block. We want to give it a name. Our watermark that we are going to create, we want to give it a name. I'm going to give it Prac 1, because it is the first practical that we are having. It is under watermarks. It is in general. We are saving it as a building block, and then insert content only as the options, and then we click OK. Then we click OK. You're following? Then after doing that, after saving that watermark in the gallery, we are going to close the headers. So you go to headers option, and then you close headers and footers. So that is where we are. We are still inserting a text watermark on page 2. Those are the procedures that we are still following. Then after doing that, you go back to Design View, Design menu, go back to Watermark. We are going to remove the watermark that we have. So you remove watermark and all the pages will be empty. They won't have any watermark. After doing that, then select the page 2 where we want to put our watermark. We want to apply the watermark on only page 2. So put the cursor on page 2. You can put it anywhere. So you go back to watermark. This time we are going to look for our scientific research. Scientific research that we've saved. I have it here. Scientific research that we have saved as Prac 1. Right click within it. Then select option Insert at current document position. So when you select Insert current on the current document page, the scientific research will appear on only page 2. As you can see, it is appearing on only page 2. So those are the procedures of inserting a text watermark on a particular page. Then we are going to insert a footnote. We are going to insert a footnote on the word research to hold scientific investigation. To hold scientific investigation. To hold scientific investigation. So you go to references. Before you go to references, you can select any word that is having research. So I'm selecting this one here, research, to hold scientific investigation. Go to references. References. We are seeing insert footnote, endnote, next footnote, but we are going to insert the first footnote. So we go to that option because we want to put it at a specific position or location. Location, footnotes, do you want to put it at the bottom of a page or below the text? I'll select below the text. And then I'll apply. Let's undo. You click on, we are using this option. Click at the bottom of we are not using at the bottom of the page. We want to put it below the text. Then we shall insert. Instead of applying, we are inserting. Now, this one will automatically appear at the end of the page. And then you type the word scientific investigations. Investigations. Scientific investigations. We'll put it there. So when we go back to where our word research is, we are going to find it with a bar with a power 1, and when you point at it, it will be reading investigations, scientific investigations, as you're seeing it here. When you hover the cursor on that number or that power 1, it will be reading scientific investigations. So that is the way we insert That is one of the ways we insert the footnotes. Then our last instruction is to save the work as AI. Remember, in our folder, we are having a file named Discoveries. Now we want to save. If you're told to save as, it means that you're going to create another file of the same file, but with another name. So how do we do that? We click on File, Save As. I have current folders on the desktop, which is Tulina. Remember that. I open it by clicking on it. It is already having the file Discoveries, but I want to add another file, AI. So I give that file a file name AI, and then I save. It has been saved. Now when I check in my folder, on the desktop by opening it, I'll be having two files, AI and then Discoveries. That means that I have saved two files of the same document. I would like to thank you for paying attention and following these procedures. Continue practicing them, and we shall be discussing more numbers I sent you, but it is all about being active and doing the work by yourself. Don't allow other people to do the work for you. Do the work by yourself. You improve on your skills. Thank you very much. God bless you.